Hello everybody, it's Mr. Second Amendment, and sorry I've been away from the videos for a while. Been busy with work, a lot has been going on, and a lot going on in the gun shop, many hours, and lots going on. So I've been away for a while, but trying to get back into it. And here today with a Mossberg 590A1 update video. There's been a lot of people asking me a lot of questions about my Mossberg 590A1. And firstly, you should go see, I have some Mossberg videos you should check out with this gun. Not looking like this though, and we're going to talk about that, but you can see my 590A1 review. That one's called One Man Army, and then I also have the Mossberg Mayhem, and then I'm going to be doing a sequel with this one, Mossberg Madness, so look out for that. But I just want to talk with people, maybe answer some questions about what is going on. And for those who don't know, the Mossberg 590A1, and first we'll safety check it, and we can see there's nothing in there. I do have my side saddle loaded, but if you're going to freak out about that, then I think that's a little bit too much. Everything else is good. Magazine tube is empty, chamber's empty, it's good. Okay, so basically, Mossberg 590A1 comes from the 500 series of shotgun. They offer it in many different types. I went over that in the Mossberg One Man Army, the review video of it, so I'm not going to waste airtime on it. I'm going to keep chugging along here, but basically it's a really heavy barreled version of the 590, or the basic 590, which is a little bit more true to life to a 500. Been absolutely happy with mine, haven't had any issues whatsoever. It's been a lot of fun, really reliable shotgun. So we're just going to get to some changes. Now the first thing you obviously noticed is it's wearing wood furniture. Okay, and you're going to start flipping through the Mossberg 590A1 catalog section. You're going to be like, whoa, Mr. Second Amendment, where is this wood version that they offer? And that's kind of the issue there, is they don't. Okay, as far as I know, the Mossberg 590A1, at least every catalog I've seen, it's only issued with black synthetic stock or a pistol grip with adjustable stock. Okay, so I had to do this on my own. Okay, so what I did is I had to track down basically, and before I get into the details, my whole concept, my whole theory here is, everyone's got the black rifles, everyone's got the tactical shotguns, everyone's got the Benelli M4s and M2s, really good guns. There's really good shotguns out there. But something I wanted to do that you don't see a whole lot of, and something with my personal taste, you know that I'm into all the historical rifles, World War II rifles, stuff like that. Check out World War II Rifle Range Day, you'll know what I'm talking about. And basically, I'm into the older look. I'm into older firearms, not as much as these guys here. And by the way, shout out to my buddy Gio. Thank you for this. And he gave me this mat that I had to cut up. But anyway, keeping on target here, I wanted to go for a trench gun look. Okay, we've got the old school Winchester, Winchester pump actions, trench guns, riot guns, all the old school shotguns of the U.S. military that we used World War I, World War II, all the way up to Vietnam and even after that. So a lot of those old school trench guns, we're looking at Ithaca, Winchester, some others I happen to know of. And I wanted that look of a military trench or military riot gun. So I had to go to a little bit of length to get that look. So firstly, I had to find and track down original Mossberg, I make it sound like it's deluxe or something, original Mossberg forward pump and the buttstock. I had to track those down. I had to find them on eBay. People who are basically selling them that were willing to sell them. They don't make it in this corncob style anymore in wood, at least that I've noticed. The new modern Mossberg forward pump that they make in wood is, in my opinion, utterly disgusting. Has no grip and it just looks ugly. And this is the original 590A1 corncob style that they issue in black plastic. But I basically just got a wood one from the 1980s. It was a guy that was selling the furniture off of his 1980s Mossberg. And then I got the buttstock from a different person. I ordered a brand new replacement part, this brown buttstock from Mossberg, and it didn't fit. It was too large. I think this got cut down. It's too small. Didn't really know. So I had a cobbler basically professionally grind it for me and get it nice and smooth. That's some hard vulcanized rubber there. That's some pretty hard. That's like tire material. So I had to take it to a professional to get that done. Did have some crackage in it. like the sling mount and whatnot, but it's still in pretty good shape, so I enjoy it. Now, something everyone else is going to ask about is, Mr. Second Amendment, what is up with the heat shield? I've been looking for my 590A1. I've been looking for a Mossberg or a parkerized heat shield, and it just doesn't fit. And you'd be correct. The Mossberg 590A1, which is obviously what this is, okay, this has a thick, heavy profile barrel. So you're not just going to be able to go online and find your Mossberg 500, 590 heat shield and call it good. Okay, there is going to be definitely an issue trying to find the right heat shield for this gun. You may have seen me in Mossberg Mayhem. I was rocking this ATI, I think it was an ATI, I can't even remember. I'll annotate it. But it was an ATI heat shield, and it worked, it fit, but it just, I didn't like the look of it. And again, I'm going back to that military issue trench gun concept. I wanted a parkerized finish, not a blued or a Cerakoted finish. I wanted an old school military finish. That's what I got. So finally, Mr. Second Amendment, what did you do? Okay, this is a Mossberg 500 heat shield. Okay, it's a parkerized 500 heat shield. No, it did not fit. Okay, and it was a pain having to fix it on, and what I had to do is I had to rivet and use baling wire to secure it onto the barrel itself, because in reality it does not, it just, the clamp, you know, normally the heat shield comes together like this and the screw goes in between because it's perfect, but this, it's bent out because the barrel is so large that I had to use baling wire and basically rivet that thing, tie it on there. But it holds because the Mossberg heat shield comes with a little plastic insert that is meant to sit right here on this barrel band, and it keeps it from sliding forward during recoil. So it stays absolutely where it is during firing, which is really nice. So everyone asks me, that's probably like the most asked about thing I ever get on YouTube is people are always asking, what is up with that heat shield? How do I get that? What do I do? And the unfortunate answer to that is, look, you have to be a little bit crafty and just kind of hand jive it. You know, I don't really know what else to tell you. They don't really, that's kind of one of the downsides of a 590A1. I kind of talked on this in the 590A1 review, the one-man army review, and that was, there's not a whole lot of accessories out there as much for a 590A1 because it is not a standard 590 barrel, which means you're not going to find the heat shield and stuff. It's not going to be as easy. All right, so moving, I got to move through this. 590A1 usually comes with a blaze orange front sight, but I replaced it. Let me bring it around. And I installed these Mepro lights, the True Dot series. And I just did that myself, knocked out the old one. I installed this. I wanted, as cool as I wanted this gun to be as a trench gun, I also wanted, you know, home defense functionality. So I put on a tritium front sight that's from True Dot, like I said. They run about $50. They're not too difficult to install as long as you mechanically know a little bit of what you're doing. Not too bad. And I am going to get a light at some point, a light that clamps on and off. I don't want to do a permanent rail mounted whatever. Again, the whole idea of this gun is I want it to be unique. I want it to be, you know, I show up to the range and people crowd around me like, whoa, you know, is that a World War II trench gun? But it looks like a Mossberg. What is that? And I tell them, hey, this is a 590A1. You may not recognize it as it is, but it is. And they're kind of thrown off when they see that. But I don't really do it for what other people think. Like I said, this is what I prefer. I like the old school look. Still like the sights, Ghost String sights. Huge fan of that for this type of shotgun, given the nature of what it's for and what I do with it. Also rocking this old M1 Garand canvas olive drab sling, World War II. I mean, these are pretty common. You can find them for pretty cheap. And not too hard to track down. Got the side saddle on it. I just like that. I guess if I really wanted to go with a traditionalist World War II style trench gun, I would not have a side saddle on there. But like I said, this is kind of a blend of functionality, and it's also a blend of an older look. So this is a modern gun. This was only made about 2 years ago, and I do use it for home defense and current, you know, usage, but I wanted to have it have that old look. So again, we've got the modern style sights, the front sight posts, that's tritium. We have the side saddle. There are some functionality things that I need, but beyond that, I want to make it have an old look. So basically, hopefully that answered a lot of your guys' questions here, and hopefully, you know, you guys can maybe make your 590A1 look like that, and you won't regret it though. I mean, look at this thing. It's just my personal taste though. You guys who are into the black guns and stuff, you may be kind of disgusted by it, but as you've seen in my other videos, I'm more historically inclined, so I like it a lot. But please comment for questions. I probably left a whole bunch out. and I'm more than happy to answer anything for you guys. Hopefully I can help you out, especially with the heat shield situation. I mean, that's just really unfortunate that they don't make a parkerized version, at least that I know of, for your own 590 A1 barrel. So anyway, thanks for watching, and carry on.